ज्योतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति सपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सर्वदूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदां सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्री। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकी। Okay, let me share the screen. So we'll chant the verse and then read the purport also. Okay. So Srimad Bhagavatam first canto, Srila Prabhupada wrote when he was in India, right? Because he took 3 volumes with him when he went to US, right? So when he was writing first purports to the first canto, his consciousness was like he don't know how much time he had. So he wanted to put all the teachings in Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1. So if you see the purports of Canto 1, very long. And any purport you will see of first canto, he tries to summarize everything. That was his
Krishna?
intent. Hare Krishna.
Jayalakshmi Saraswati Aarti. Can you hear the voice is okay or it's low?
Very, very clear. Little low,
Yeah,
Mataji.
yeah. We need more voice. For me, it's very low.
किधर रहता है वो सेटिंग?
इनपुट में जाके सेटिंग्स में ऑडियो
नाही झूमचं मीटिंग उघडा त्याची. ऑडियो नहीं हो रही. हाँ अभी बोल रही हो. हरे कृष्णा. How is it now?
Yes, it's fine now, Prabhuji.
Okay, so that's why this first canto is every purport is long and with all the information that we need to attain bhakti. Okay, so we'll start verse 1. But I recommend that whenever you have time, read the introduction and other preface also. Okay, whenever you have time, because there Srila Prabhupada has mentioned so many important things.
Introduction is read.
We read? Okay, then fine. So what is the tune? Jannati asya yato anvayaditaraschapesva abhija abhigya swarat. Okay, let's try to that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadasya yato अन्वयाद् इतरतश्चार्थेष्व अभियज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्मरुदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारी मृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो अमृषा धाम्ना स्वेन यदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. Anybody would like to try?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadhyasya yatonvayat इत्यतश्चार्तेष्वभिज्ञस्वरात् तेनो ब्रह्महृदयादिकव्ये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूर्यः तेजो वारिमृतं यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा दाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. हरे कृष्ण.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरश्च त्रैष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदयाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूर्यः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र द्विसङ्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय जन्माद्यस्य यतो निव्यात् पित्राश्च चार्तेष्व अभिज्ञस्वरात् तेने ब्रह्मा हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूर्यः तेजो वारिमृतं यथा विनिमयो यत्र पीतगो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि.
Can I? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Can I don't see the screen. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय जन्मादस्य यतोऽन्वयादितराश्चेष्भियज्ञस्वराटा तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वरिमुदं यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तु कुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि.
Hey, Om,
ॐ
O my Lord, Namaha, offering my obeisances. Bhagavate, unto the personality of Godhead. Vasudevaya, unto Vasudev, the son of Vasudev, or Lord Krishna, the primeval Lord. Janma Adi, creation, sustenance, and destruction. Asya, of the manifested universes. Yata, from whom? Anvayat, directly. Ita Rata, indirectly,
indirectly,
cha,
chu,
and artheshu, purposes. Abhigya, fully cognizant. Swarat, fully independent. Tene, imparted. Brahma, the Vedic knowledge. Rudha, consciousness of the heart. Ya, one who. Adi Kavaye, unto the original created being. Muyanti, are illusioned. Yat, about whom. Surya, great sages and demigods. Teja, fire. Vari, water. Mrudam, earth. Yatha, as much as. Vinimaya, action and reaction.
action and reaction,
Yatra, whereupon. Three sarga, three modes of creation, creative faculties. Amrisha, almost factual. Dhamna, along with all transcendental paraphernalia. Svena, self-sufficiently. Sada, always. Nirashta, negation by absence. Kuhakam, illusion. Satyam, truth. Param, absolute. Dhimahi, I do meditate upon. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. O my Lord, O Krishna, Son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Sri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes of creation, sustenance, and destructions of manifested universes. He is directly, indirectly conscious of all manifestations. He is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge unto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sages, demigods are placed into illusion, as one is bewildered by the illusionary representation of water seen in fire or land seen in water, on water. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the reactions of three modes of material of nature appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, who is forever free from illusionary representations of material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Satyam param dhimahi janmadi asya. Okay, purport. Now everybody can read a little bit.
Seven. Obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, directly indicate Lord Sri Krishna, who is the divine son of Vasudeva and Devaki. This fact will be more explicitly explained in the text of this verse. Sri Vyasadeva asserts herein that Sri Krishna is the original supreme personality of Godhead, and all others are his direct or indirect plenary portions or portions of the portion. Srila Jiva Goswami has even more explicitly explained the subject matter in his Krishna Sandarbha, and Brahma, the original living being, has explained the subject of Sri Krishna substantially in his treatise named Brahma Samhita. In an Upanishad in the Samaved, it is also stated that Lord Krishna is the divine son of Devaki. Therefore, in this prayer, the first proposition holds that Lord Sri Krishna is the primeval Lord, and if any transcendental nomenclature is to be understood as belonging to the absolute personality of Godhead, it must be the name indicated by the word Krishna, which means the all-attractive. In Bhagavad Gita, in many places, the Lord asserts himself to be the original personality of Godhead, and this is confirmed by Arjuna, and also by great sages like Narad, Vyas, and many others. In the Padma Puran, it is also stated that out of the innumerable names of the Lord, the name of Krishna is the principal one. Vasudev indicates the plenary portion of the personality of Godhead, and all the different forms of the Lord, being identical with Vasudev, are indicated in this text. The name Vasudev particularly indicates the divine son of Vasudev and Devaki. Shri Krishna is always meditated upon by the Paramhamsas, who are the perfected ones among these in the renounced order of life. Vasudev, or Lord Shri Krishna, is the cause of all causes. Everything that exists emanates from the Lord. How this is so is explained in later chapters of this work. This work is described by Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya as the spotless Puran because it contains the transcendental narration of the personality of Godhead to Krishna. The history of the Srimad Bhagavatam is also very glorious. It was compiled by Sri Vyasdev after he had attained maturity in transcendental knowledge. He wrote this under the instructions of Sri Naradji, his spiritual master. Vyasdev compiled all Vedic literatures containing the 4 divisions of the Vedas, the Vedanta Sutras or the Brahma Sutras, the Puranas, the Mahabharata, and so on. But nevertheless, he was not satisfied. His dissatisfaction was observed by his spiritual master, and thus Narad advised him to write on the transcendental activities of Lord Sri Krishna. These transcendental activities are described specifically in the 10th canto of this work. But in order to reach to the very substance, one must proceed gradually by developing the knowledge of the categories.
Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna, not able to hear.
We didn't hear anything. No, not a single word.
No, you come here. Can you hear now? You
Yes,
speak.
Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji, now we can hear.
Anyone is speaking or not? No sound.
I can't hear
Able-
anything.
you were able to hear Sujal's voice.
No, my Sujal was
No, yeah.
We are able to
Because
hear you only, Prabhuji.
yeah. Sujal was also okay. Means
Personalized audio isolation. So I do original sound of for musician.
Yes.
Okay.
No, original sound for musician.
Now आ रहा है. Okay, now you read.
It is natural that a philosophical mind.
Now can you hear?
Yes, Prabhuji, audible.
And they were waiting, right? Somebody will speak something.
Purport. Obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Vasudev directly indicate Lord Shri Krishna, who is the divine son of Vasudeva and Devaki. This fact will be more explicitly explained in the text of this work. Sri Vyasadeva asserts herein that Shri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead and all others are his direct or indirect plenary portions or portions of the portion. Srila Jiva Goswami has even more explicitly explained the subject matter in his Krishna Sandarbh, and Brahma, the original living being, has explained the subject of Sri Krishna substantially in his treatise named Brahma Samhita. In an Upanishad, in the Samaveda, it is also stated that Lord Krishna is the divine son of Devaki. Therefore, in this prayer, the first proposition holds that Lord Sri Krishna is the primeval Lord, and if any transcendental nomenclature is to be understood as belonging to the absolute personality of Godhead, it must be the name indicated by the word Krishna, which means the all attractive. In Bhagavad Gita, in many places, the Lord asserts himself to be the original personality of Godhead, and this is confirmed by Arjuna and also by the great sages like Narad, Vyas, and many others. In the Padma Puran, it is also stated that out of the innumerable names of the Lord, the name of Krishna is the principal one. Vasudeva indicates the plenary portion of the personality of Godhead, and all the different forms of the Lord, being identical with Vasudeva, are indicated in this text. The name Vasudeva particularly indicates the divine son of Vasudeva and Devaki. Sri Krishna is always meditated upon by the Paramhamsas, who are the perfected ones among those in the renounced order of life. Vasudev, or Lord Krishna, is the cause of all causes. Everything that exists emanates from the Lord. How this is so is explained in later chapters of this work. This work is described by Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya as the spotless Puran because it contains the transcendental narration of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. The history of the Srimad Bhagavatam is also very glorious. It was compiled by Sri Vyasadeva after he had attained maturity in transcendental knowledge. He wrote this under the instructions of Sri Naradji, his spiritual master. Vyasadeva compiled all Vedic literatures containing the four divisions of the Vedas, the Vedanta Sutras or the Brahma Sutras, the Puranas, the Mahabharata, and so on. But nevertheless, he was not satisfied. His dissatisfaction was observed by the spiritual master, and thus Narad advised him to write on the transcendental activities of Lord Sri Krishna. These transcendental activities are described specifically in the 10th canto of this work. But in order to reach to the very substance, one must proceed gradually by developing the knowledge of the categories.
It is natural that philosophical mind wants to know about the origin of the creation. At night he sees the stars in the sky. He naturally speculates about their inhabitants. Such queries are natural for man, because man has developed consciousness which is higher than the of the animals. The author of Srimad Bhagavatam gives a direct answer to such queries. He says that the Lord Krishna is the origin of all creation. He is not only the creator of the universe but also the destroyer as well. The manifested cosmic nature is created at the certain period by the will of the Lord. It is manifested for some time and then it is annihilated by his will. Therefore, the Supreme will be behind all comic activities. Of course, the nature of atheist of various creators categories who do we believe in the creator, but that is due to the poor fund of the knowledge. The modern science, for example, has created space satellites, and by some arrangement or the other, satellites are thrown into outer space to fly some time at the control of scientist who is far away. Similarly, all the universe with innumerable stars and planets are controlled by the intelligence of the personality of Godhead. In Vedic literatures, it is said that the absolute truth personality of Godhead is the chief among all the living personalities. All living beings, beginning from the first created being Brahma down to the smallest ant, are individually living beings, and above Brahma there are even other living beings with individual capacities, and the personality of Godhead is also similar to the living being, and he is individual as are the other living being. But the Supreme Lord or the Supreme Living Being has the higher intelligence, and and his possesses supermost in con, in con, in con, inconceivable energies of all the different varieties. If the man's brain can capture a space satellite, one can very easily imagine how brain higher than a man can produce similar wonderful things, such which are far supreme. The reasonable person will easily accept this argument, but there are stubborn atheists who will never agree. Srila Vyasadeva, however, at once acceptance the supreme intelligence as Parameshwar, Parameshwara. He offers his graceful obedience, obeisances, obeisances up to the supreme intelligence addressed as a para or Parameshwara or the supreme personality of Godhead, and the Parameshwar is Shri Krishna. As admired Shri Bhagavad Gita or other scriptures delivered by Shri Vyasadeva, and especially in this Srimad Bhagavatam, in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that there is no other Paratattva, Samaban, than himself. Therefore, Sri Vyasadeva at once worshipped the Paratattva, Sri Krishna, who transcendental activities are described in the Daitan.
Unsculptors proceed immediately to the 10th canto and especially to the 5 chapters which describe the Lord's Rasa dance. This portion of Srimad Bhagavatam is the most confidential part of this great literature. Unless one is thoroughly accomplished in the transcendental knowledge of the Lord, one is sure to misunderstand the Lord's worshipable transcendental pastimes called Rasa dance and his love affairs with the gopis. This subject matter is highly spiritual, and only the liberated persons who have gradually attained to the stage of the Paramhansa can transcendently relish this rasa dance. Srila Vyasadeva therefore gives the reader the chance to gradually develop the spiritual realization before actually relishing the essence of the pastimes of the Lord. Therefore, he purposely invokes a Gayatri mantra, Dhimahi. This Gayatri mantra is meant for the spiritual advanced people. When one is successful in the chanting the Gayatri mantra, he can enter into the transcendental position of the Lord. One must therefore acquire Brahminical qualities or be perfectly situated in the quality of the goodness in order to chant the Gayatri mantra successfully and then maintain to the stage of transcendently realizing the Lord, His name, His fame, His qualities, and so on. Srimad Bhagavatam is the narration of the Swarup of the Lord manifested by His internal potency, and this potency is distinguished from the external potency which has manifested the cosmic world, which is within our experience. Srila Vyasadeva makes a clear distinction between the two in this shloka. Srila Vyasadeva says herein that the manifested internal potency is real, whereas the external manifest energy in the form of the material existence is only temporary and illusionary like the mirage in the desert. In the desert mirage, there is no actual water. There is only the appearance of the water. Real water is somewhere else. The manifested cosmic reaction appears as reality, but reality of which this is but a shadow is in the spiritual world. Absolute truth is in the spiritual sky, not the material sky. In the material sky, everything is relative truth. That is to say, one truth depends on something else. This cosmic creation results from the interaction of the three modes of the nature, and temporary manifestations are so created as to present an illusionary reality to the bewildered mind of the conditioned soul, who appears in many species of life, including the higher demigods like Brahma, Indra, Chandra, and so on. In actuality, there is no reality in the manifested world. There appears to be reality, however, because of the true reality which exists in the spiritual world, where the personality of the Godhead eternally exists with its transcendental paraphernalia.
The chief engineer of the complicated construction does not personally take part in a construction, but he knows every nook and corner because everything is done under his direction. He knows everything about the construction, both directly and indirectly. Similarly, the personality of Godhead, who is the supreme engineer of the cosmic creation, knows every nook and corner. Although affairs are being carried out by demigods, beginning from Brahma down to the insignificant ant, no one is independent in the material creation. The hand of the Lord is seen everywhere. All material elements as well as all spiritual sparks emanates from him only. And whether whatever is created in this material world is but the interaction of two energies, the material and the spiritual, which emanates from the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. A chemist can manufacture water in the chemical laboratory by mixing hydrogen and oxygen, but in reality, the living entity works in the laboratory under the direction of Supreme Lord, and the materials with which he works are also supplied by the Lord. The Lord knows everything directly and indirectly, and he is cognizant of all minute details, and he is fully independent. He is compared to a mine of gold, and the cosmic creation in so many different forms are compared to objects made from the gold, such as gold rings, necklaces, and so on. The gold ring and gold necklace are qualitatively one with the gold in the mine, but quantitatively the gold in the mine is different. Therefore, the absolute truth is simultaneously one and different. Nothing is absolutely equal with the absolute truth, but at the same time, nothing is independent of the absolute truth. Hare Krishna.
Anybody want to read online? From online?
Yes,
Do
I
you
can
want
read
to?
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah. So starting from conditioned souls, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Conditioned souls beginning from Brahmas who engineers the entire universe down to the insignificant and or one second are all creating, but none of them is independent of the Supreme Lord. The materialistic wrongly thinks that there is no creator other than his own self. This is called Maya or illusion. Because of his poor fund of knowledge, the materialistic cannot see beyond the purview of his imperfect senses, and thus he thinks that matter automatically takes its own shape without the aid of a superior intelligence. This is refuted in the sloka by Srila Vyasadeva, since the complete whole or the absolute truth is the source of everything. Nothing can be independent of the body of the absolute truth. Whatever happens to the body quickly becomes known to the embodied. Similarly, the creation is the body of the absolute whole. Therefore, the absolute knows everything directly and indirectly that happens in the creation. In the Shruti mantra, it is also stated that the absolute whole or Brahman is the ultimate source of everything. Everything emanates from him, and everything is maintained by him, and at the end, everything enters into him. This is the law of nature. In the Smriti mantra, the same is confirmed. It is said that the source from which everything emanates at the beginning of Brahma's millennium, and the reservoir to which everything ultimately enters is the absolute truth or Brahman. Material scientists take it for granted that the ultimate source of the planetary system is the sun, but they are unable to explain the source of the sun. Herein, the ultimate source is explained. one second, my eyes like the ultimate source is explained. Okay, according to the Vedic literatures, Brahma, who may be compared to the sun, is not the ultimate creator. It is stated in the sloka that Brahma was taught Vedic knowledge by the personality of Godhead. I cannot see actually. Yeah. One may argue the Brahma being the original living being could not be inspired because there was no other being living at that time. Herein it is stated that the Supreme Lord inspired the secondary creator, Brahma, in order that Brahma could carry out his creative functions. So the supreme intelligence behind all creations is the absolute Godhead. Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna states that it is he only who superintends the creative energy, Prakriti, which constitutes the totality of matter. Therefore, Sri Vyasdeva does not worship Brahma, but the Supreme Lord who guides Brahma in his creative activities. In the sloka, the particular words Avisnay and Swarat are significant. These two words distinguish the Supreme Lord from all the other living entities. No other living entity is either Avinjana or Swarat. That is, no one is either fully cognizant or fully independent. Even Brahma has to meditate upon the Supreme Lord in order to create. Then, what to speak of great scientists like Einstein? The brains of such a scientist are certainly not the product of any human being. Scientists cannot manufacture such a brain, and what to speak to foolish atheists who defy the authority of the Lord. Even Maya Devi, impersonalists who flatter themselves that they can become one with the Lord, are neither Avigna nor Swarat. Such impersonalists undergo some rich disciple who supplies them with money to build monasteries and temples. Atheist like Ravana or Hiranyaksepu had to undergo severe penances before they could flout the authority of the Lord. But ultimately, they were rendered helpless and could not save themselves when the Lord appeared before them as cruel death. One second. Where it's gone? Sorry, Rosie. This is also okay. This is also the case with the modern atheists who also dare to flout the authority of the Lord. Such atheists will be dealt with similarly, for history repeats itself. Whenever men they neglect the authority of the Lord, nature and her laws are there to penalize them. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 4.7 in the well-known verse Yada Yada hi dharmasya glanhin. Whenever there is a decline of dharma and a rise of adharma, O Arjuna, then I incarnate myself. Okay, now down. Okay, that the Supreme Lord is all perfect in confirmed in all Shruti mantras. It is said in the Shruti mantras that they all perfect Lord threw a glance over matter and thus created all living beings. The living beings are parts and parcels of the Lord, and He impregnates the vast material creation with seeds of spiritual sparks, and thus the creative energies are set in motion to enact so many wonderful creations. An atheist may argue that God is no more expert than a watchmaker. But of course, God is creator because he can create machines in duplicate male and female forms. The male and female forms of different types of machineries go on the producing innumerable similar machines without God's further attention. Such a set of machines that could produce other machines without his attention, then he could approach the intelligence of God. But that is not possible. For each machine has to be handled individually. Therefore, no one can create as well as God. Another name for God is um, Asomurdhava, which means that no one is equal to or greater than him. Param Satyam, or the supreme truth, is he. Sorry, he. Where is one?
Who has
He
no.
who has okay. He who has no equal or superior. This is confirmed in the Shruti mantras. It is said that before the creation of the material universe, where existed the Lord only, who is master of everyone, that Lord instructed Brahma in Vedic knowledge. That Lord has to be obeyed in all respects. Anyone who wants to get rid of the material entanglement must surrender unto him. This is also confirmed in Bhagavata. Eh, where is it?
In
Where is it?
Bhagavad Gita.
Bhagavata, okay. Yeah. Then only can such a intelligent man become a Mahatma or great soul. But such a great soul is rarely seen. Only the Mahatmas can understand that the Supreme Lord is the primeval cause of all creations. He is Paramas or ultimate truth because all other truths are relative to him. He is omniscient. For him, there is no illusion.
Anybody else want to read?
Sure, Prabhuji.
Mataji, read from here, unless one surrenders.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Unless one surrenders unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, it is certain that he will be bewildered. When an intelligent man surrenders unto the lotus feet of Krishna and knows completely that Krishna is the cause of all causes, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, then only can such an intelligent man become a Mahatma or a great soul. But such a great soul is rarely seen. Only the Mahatmas can understand that the Supreme Lord is the primeval cause of all creations. He is Parama or ultimate truth because all other truths are relative to him. He is omniscient. For him, there is no illusion. Some Mayavadi scholars argue that Srimad Bhagavatam was not compiled by Sri Vyasadev, and some of them suggest that this book is a modern creation written by someone named Vopadev. In order to refute such meaningless arguments, Sri Sridhara Swami points out that there is reference to the Bhagavatam in many of the oldest Puranas. The first shloka of Bhagavatam begins with the Gayatri Mantra. There is reference to this mantra in the Matsya Purana, which is the oldest Purana. In that Purana, it is said with reference to the Gayatri Mantra in the Bhagavatam that there are many narrations of spiritual instructions beginning with the Gayatri Mantra, and there is the history of Vritrashura. Anyone who makes a gift of this great work on a full moon day attains to the highest perfection of life by returning to Godhead. There is reference to the Bhagavatam in other Puranas as also, where it is clearly stated that this work was finished in 12 cantos, which include 18,000 shlokas. In the Padma Purana also, there is reference to the Bhagavatam in a conversation between Gautama and Maharaj Ambarisha. The king was advised therein to read regularly Srimad Bhagavatam if he desired liberation from material bondage. Under the circumstances, there is no doubt about the authority of the Bhagavatam. Within the past 500 years, many erudite scholars and acharyas like Sri Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti, Vallabhacharya, and many other distinguished scholars, even after the time of Lord Chaitanya, made elaborate commentaries on the Bhagavatam. And the serious student would do well to attempt to go through them to better relish the transcendental messages. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura specifically deals with the original and pure sex psychology, Adi Rasa, devoid of all mundane inebriety. The whole material creation is moving under the principle of sex life. In the modern civilization, sex life is the focal point for all activities. Whenever one turns his face, he sees sex life predominant. Therefore, sex life is not unreal. Reality is experienced in the spiritual world. The material sex life is but a perverted reflection of the original fact. The original fact is in the absolute truth, and thus the absolute truth cannot be impersonal. It is not possible to be impersonal and contain pure sex life. Consequently, the impersonalist philosophers have given direct impetus to the abominable mundane sex life because they have overstressed the impersonality of the ultimate truth. Consequently, man without information of the actual spiritual form of sex has accepted perverted material sex life as the all in all. There is a distinction between sex life in the deceased material condition and spiritual sex life. The Srimad Bhagavatam will gradually elevate the unbiased reader to the highest perfectional stage of transcendence. It will enable him to transcend the three modes of material activities: fruit of actions, speculative philosophy, and worship of functional deities as inculcated in Vedic verses. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. 1 hour is done. Yeah, but see here, if you see the shloka, it's like the, how we say, not characters or the absolute truth, right? Absolute truth is cause of all causes, conscious of everything. I just wrote few: independent, full knowledge, beyond illusion, eternal. So like Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, when there was nothing, if we try to imagine, I tried many times, there is nothing and only Krishna is there, right? So we cannot imagine how, because, but somewhere in all the Shastras it is written, when there was nothing, then Krishna desired to enjoy. Then internal energy manifested, Radharani manifested, Balramji manifested, and then everything started, right? So, but to our mind and intelligence, we cannot imagine how this will be, because our problem is our intelligence is and mind is so limited, we cannot imagine all these things. So whether we should not, because these questions people ask, like, when there was nothing means nothing means spiritual world was not there, nothing was there, only Krishna, what he was doing, right? So we cannot comprehend how this everything has come into being, and how Krishna, and we read that at certain point Krishna desired to enjoy, right? So that is a time concept, right? A certain point, but there is no time for eternal thing, right? So all these things we try to understand logically, we cannot. So Srimad Bhagavatam here, Vyasadeva, that's why he's telling us that you come out of all those logical and intellectual thought process to imagine and understand. So the faith, right? So in the next verses it will come, only people who have strong faith, they will understand real Bhagavatam, because they will not understand on themselves. Krishna will reveal. So this has to be revealed by Krishna. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says like, no one knows me. Right? If no one knows me, then how can we understand him, right? But he knows and he can reveal. That's what Krishna promised, that I will reveal you who am I, how I am should be understood. Right? So so here the absolute truth, sir, Satyam Param Dhimahi, that this is the Param Satya, and to which I surrender. Right? So this is also like Vyasadeva is saying, and we say like, okay, Vyasadeva is the most intelligent, or Lord Brahma is the most intelligent in the universe. Right? Means in our universe also nobody more than Brahmaji, right? We cannot imagine like how this intelligence. So Srila Prabhupada in purport, he mentions, right, how this machines, if we can create machines, right? So now if we see the videos of this war going on, right? If you see the videos also, like the drone is coming and interceptors are coming. If we as a normal person, we sit here and we see those videos, we cannot imagine how all this thing is happening, right? The drone is coming and then somebody's, and they follow the plane and all. difficult, right? How this is possible? No? Like machines, nobody's there and the machines are doing. So for us, this type of thinking also is very difficult to understand. So, but one thing we should understand, like we are seeing with this war and all, whatever, we are seeing the thing that we never imagined. At least I never imagined that I will be seeing all these things like automatic interceptions and all these things, right? Then yesterday I saw like missiles in the air, now missiles in water also. I was like, oh my God, like they are floating on water or where they are. Na? Means, but I cannot imagine how they have made. So this is normal intelligence we are seeing in this universe on this earth. So our intelligence, if we try to understand Krishna, it is impossible. We cannot. Why he is Satyam Param? We cannot understand. So that requires strong faith. So in the next slokas, Vyasadeva will say how a person should approach Bhagavatam. But here we can understand like Brahma also got knowledge from someone, right? So that will also come in. All these things will come in Bhagavatam. It's not that only Krishna's pastimes and all. Everything comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. Like whatever we want to know, everything is there. Dimensions, how time is created, how to measure the time, distance, everything comes in Bhagavatam. So that's why it is spotless. There is no mistake. You cannot find any mistake in Bhagavatam, right? So the properties are like fully independent. We cannot imagine what does it mean by fully independent, right? That is also we cannot. So all these attributes that is given to the Supreme Lord is very difficult for our normal mind to understand or imagine also. And he does not depend on anyone. There is nothing superior to him, right? It's how can we understand this thing? No? So that needs bhakti, right? So that's why we have to chant and then we have to read and do the bhakti, and then we will slowly understand what Krishna is, who Krishna is, how he is with us, uh, how he is, knows everything that is happening in this world, right? If we create, look at our faces also, right? Our faces are different, colors are different, right? Nose are different. I try to look in the train also when I travel, so many people, but I don't find two people who look same. Color also. Color also, everybody is different. So, how can this happen? So, with the small things that we see around us, though here everything is created by Krishna, right? So, here it said manifested universes. So, like what we are. So, we can see manifested, not universe also. Like now in this room only we can see. We cannot see. So, but we can imagine. So, all this is somehow Brahma created, but Brahmaji created, that comes in Bhagavatam, how Brahma was bewildered when he came out and he saw nothing around him. Then how Krishna guided him. That also itself is like how these things can happen. Like in universe, there is a circle or a ball. Inside that Brahma is there, half water is there, all dark, nothing there. Right? So it's very interesting to read Bhagavatam because the things that we cannot imagine or that we cannot think of are in Bhagavatam. But if you have faith, you can understand the supremacy of Param Satya. What is Param Satya actually? And why Vyasadeva is saying that Dhimahi, I surrender unto him. So the Bhagavatam is an opportunity to slowly understand who is Krishna, why he is Param Satya, and why all these qualities that Srila Vyasadeva says is applicable to him only. We cannot apply this to us or anybody, not Brahma also, because Brahma also gets bewildered, right? So that's in 10th canto we see like how Brahma gets bewildered, how Shiva gets bewildered, right? So everything. So what is the position of Lord Balram? Uh, if he is next to Krishna with all the powers, but still Lord Balram also get bewildered, right? Lord Balram also don't know what happened 1 year, right? So how Krishna is, na? That is the power of Krishna. Like sometimes Krishna, what he is doing, nobody knows, including Lord Brahma, right? And we very casually say, oh, this is Krishna's will, right? Or this is Krishna's plan. That is okay. In one way, we say like that, but Krishna's plan, nobody knows. And that's why, like, when you surrender unto Krishna, and Srila Prabhupada says, like, if you surrender unto Krishna in this moment, Krishna will take care. From the next moment, Krishna will take care. But our problem is we feel very insecure to surrender to somebody. It's not our mentality to give our control to somebody. And that's why we are in problem, actually, right? So, when if you see Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you see Bhagavatam, any literature, even Rupa Goswami's book, initially they pray and they surrender themselves. And then Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami says, I am 95 years of age. I don't know what to write, how to write. You guide me. And then Chaitanya Charitamrita comes, right? At the age of 95, where he is like that. So, similarly, when Srila Prabhupada, some books printed, right? When Krishna book was printed, there is pastime that Srila Prabhupada will ask the disciples to read Krishna book every night. When he is taking the massage every night, he will ask somebody to read. So devotees will read Krishna book. And one day devotees in the morning walk, they asked, Srila Prabhupada, you have written Krishna book. Why you want to read? And you are hearing Krishna book like you are hearing for the first time. So Srila Prabhupada said, see, I wrote Bhagavatam, translated Bhagavatam. I didn't write. I translated what is already written. And I also don't know how I wrote it. So I am very interested to hear what is written. So sometimes I also get surprised when I write this. Right? I don't know, like, I don't remember writing this. So, like this, when the acharyas write the commentaries and all, it's coming from some superior power. That's why reading the books, so many people get converted. Otherwise, how? If I write book or somebody write books, there are many. Like yesterday, we were looking some. What was that? Dubey. Dubeji, right? Yeah, right. Some book she brought, right? But see, reading that book, fictional books, right? We don't convert into that. Like if I read a crime book, I don't become Don. I don't follow it and I don't convert. We cannot because there is no potency. So Srimad Bhagavatam has that potency in it that can change our consciousness. So we have like there is saying like on the verse 1.1.1, if like Ramanand Rai and their conversation, we can see like devotees can speak on this verse for unlimited time because these are properties of how is Krishna, who is Krishna, how he is. So how can we finish talking on this, right? But the first verse prepares our mood. The mood in Vyasdev wrote, the mood in he meditating on Param Satya or surrendering to Param Satya. So whatever we see around us, if we can somehow link it to Krishna and understand our minuteness, actually that gives very much higher consciousness. If because all the problem starts when I say I know, I can, I will, the problem starts, right? But if you just look around also, then we think, oh my God, this yesterday I was sitting there chanting on that pillar, there is one crack. So I was thinking this, I don't know from when this crack is there in this wood. Okay. And then I was thinking, can I control that crack? Like I want to understand if it is increasing, what is happening. But then I don't know. I have to call somebody who built this house or somebody who's expert and ask him, how is this crack? Will it increase? How can we measure? Right. So small things also which are outside our skills, we cannot do. Two Oji-san came just now, right? I called them just to because this fence is too height, right? So I called them to cut and how much they will take charge and all. So I was looking at them when they were looking at these things, right? The trees are becoming tall and all. If I look at that, I was thinking, how can I do this? To cut the trees to 3 meter height and make everything. I cannot. But when they came, they saw, okay, we can do this in 2 days. Why? Their age is 65 or whatever, but they are expert in that. So I don't know. So I understood, yeah, this is not my area. So understanding Krishna, understanding Srimad Bhagavatam is through the mercy of Acharyas. It's their area to make us understand, right? So if we want to understand all these qualities of Krishna and Srimad Bhagavatam, first is we have to have strong faith in Srila Vyasadeva and what he has written, and then we meditate on the Dhimahi Param Satya, on the absolute truth that please help me to understand you. There is one famous dialogue now, right? I know, I think you should know that. It is great fortune of you to hear me. You know who said this? The most famous person now is, yeah. It's your great fortune that you are hearing me. Right? So that's how people are, the mentality of people is becoming, right? So it's our great fortune that we are hearing from Srila Vyasadeva about the Param Satya. Somehow we are getting in touch with Srimad Bhagavatam. 18,000 verses. Even if we read one verse per day or per week, how much time it needs, right?
Next month.
18,000 weeks we need, right? 4 weeks in a month divided by 4. How much it is that, right? So we have that much.
420 only 420 only
420 months.
420 divided by 12.
Uh,
1 3 30 years.
30 years.
40 years.
Yeah. So,
Who knows who will live
Yeah.
40 years?
so I don't know if I have 30 years, right? You are young, so you think you have 30 years, but we don't know. Yeah. So we may not have 30 years, right? So the Srila Prabhupada said, so many lifetimes we have passed. Why don't you surrender this lifetime when you are coming in contact with these literatures, right? So that's why Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Every day you read Bhagavatam. So I try to read one verse every day, okay? But sometimes it is not possible to read the purport and everything. So at least then read the verse and translation. If possible, read the purport. If nothing is possible, at least read one line. Okay. So you also try to read Bhagavatam every day. And if you have faith, Krishna will of course help you to understand that one line also. Okay. But Nityam Bhagavata Seva, it resets our consciousness to something higher. So here, if the purport, like, what can I speak on this, right? Like, Srila Prabhupada has written, but that is what Krishna is, fully independent, cause of all causes. So this way we can also reset our consciousness when we are in problems and when we are surrounded by so many things, right? So knowledge is less. So yeah, actually, if we can understand these properties and our limitness, it's very helpful. Okay, so I today we read first verse, but I don't know how we want to proceed with Srimad Bhagavatam, because reading every week one verse will be logically impractical thing that. But we should keep reading and discussing. But you also every day read something. Every day read one verse. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada said in the Lilamrut, Srila Prabhupada Lilamrut, last volume, it is there that if you read one chapter of Bhagavad Gita every day and one verse of Srimad Bhagavatam every day, even if you are bewildered throughout the day or anywhere, somehow or other you will come back to right path. Okay, so if you can do that, so we try to read Bhagavad Gita every day, Bhagavatam every day. Sometimes I read, but my focus is not in reading, but still I read, because Vaisheshika Prabhu said, like, even if you read without understanding anything with bad consciousness, the potency of those verses and sentences will work. So we should not think that because I am focusing, Bhagavatam is working. No, it is the Bhagavatam has the power. It already has that. So you have to keep reading. Okay. So any comments, any questions? I don't know. Like, you can take for some time.
Smriti mantra or Shruti mantra, what is the difference?
Shruti and Smruti. See, I have one. Yeah. I have one the slide. Okay. Because this topic itself is so big. So over you. Let me open this. So let me try to open the. So Shruti and Smruti, if you see these slides, right, what is Shruti and what is Smruti? So this is slide actually Bhanu Maharaj use. Okay. So here, because Bhanu Maharaj said, like, if you try to understand each mantra and everything, right, it's impossible. So he has created this slide. So what is Vedas or Shruti? Heard, not composed. दिसतंय का? इकडे. Heard but not composed is Shruti. Okay, so in that what is there? Vedas are there. So Vedas were then firstly there was only one Veda. It was then divided into 4, so that people can at least do something. Okay. Then Vedas were further divided into these Upanishads and Samhita, Aranyaks and Brahmanas, right? And then Mimamsa, all these philosophies came into picture, right? Then Itihas gets these 2. Then Puranas, these are Puranas, right? So Puranas for Sattva, Gun, Raja and Tamas. So 18 Puranas are there. So 6 for each. Okay. Then what is Brahma Sutra? Right? So the Brahma Sutra is commentary of Upanishads. Okay. So Smriti is this, Manu Smriti. These are written, like Manu Smriti and all these. Like Shruti was heard, right? Not composed.
But Smriti is key.
Smaran.
Smriti is
Self-consciousness or after hearing.
Yeah. See, Smriti Maharaj used this, right? So somebody will write that, I suppose. Okay. Right. So Vyasadeva is also here, right? Shanaka is there, who have written all these things, right? Smriti coming from the mind, right? Then Pancharatra. So all like what is written in the purport, right? After writing all these things, Vyasadeva wrote, then he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam.
Conclusion.
So that is why Srimad Bhagavatam is whole and soul of everything.
So it's like probably Shruti is listening but not composed. Smriti is जो सुना है उसको सोच के लिखना.
Mhm.
Smaran with writing.
फॉर एग्जाम्पल गायत्री मंत्र
Hmm.
मंत्रा में चल रहा है ना, तो वो गायत्री मंत्र इस श्रुति शायद
यस
मंत्र
बिकॉज हाँ उसका नहीं बोला जाता है
हाँ.
है, वो मतलब भगवान से भी एज अ साउंड से आया है वो.
Hmm. Yeah, so everything Vedas came, Brahma heard everything,
Yes.
right? He didn't write anything. Brahma heard everything, mantra, everything. So he didn't know from where that is coming. But after doing the austerity, Dhamma, then he heard everything and then he started Smriti. Right? So that's how the knowledge comes, right? So all these are different ways of getting knowledge, and based on that, different philosophies were created. So I can share this, right? You can read. There are different philosophies. What is Advaita philosophy? What is Dvaita philosophy? So Maharaj gives these classes every 1 or 2 years. We ask Maharaj to give these classes. When you hear from Maharaj, we understand. Okay, what is this? But afterwards, we again get confused in all these things. What is heard? What is written? Right? So Maharaj says this is basic, very basic slide. So if you want this Advaita, Vishishta Advaita philosophy, Dvaita philosophy, and how it is taught by each acharya of each philosophy. Na? So, see, Dvaita, then Madhva, right? This is our sampradaya. Yeah. So it's like, even to remember this, to understand this, it's very difficult. Right? So, simple thing, when we were reading right now, right? Everybody was reading one paragraph. If the paragraph is long, okay, if you notice, everybody, after reading for say 5 minutes or something, our focus is not there. We miss the line, we misread the word. So that much degraded we are right now. We cannot focus on reading with correct pronunciation, correct, na? Because we cannot have that concentration. So that's why you can read all this. I have this, so if somebody asks, I show this is there. You read, okay? Because how can this? How all this impersonalism, personalism started? Which philosophy is under which? But when we say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy, when we say Achintya Bheda Veda, is perfect. Everybody was trying to go to one thing, personal, impersonal, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, Krishna, like in this purport we saw, Krishna is the basis of all this creation, but still he is independent. Right? So, whatever we do, like, is not affecting Krishna. So if I created this, if I have this much land, or we have your house, if we have a house, we buy house, then we have to maintain it. What does that mean? We got affected by that house. You have to clean and you have to maintain. But for Krishna, he is not affected by creating all these things. He's still independent. So people ask the question, how Krishna is the most renounced person? How is it possible? Because he created everything and then he's maintaining everything. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, this thing does not matter me. I am fully independent, though I create everything. So he's not attached to anything. Right? So like in the Ras Leela, if Radharani is there, then he goes away from Radharani also. And people don't understand how can he do like this. But that is Krishna, right? There is some reason, some way he acts that we don't know, right? So philosophically understanding several things, there are too many things actually. So many books are there. You can take one book, read every month, and try to understand, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says you cannot do all these things, do bhakti. Simple. Read, chant, and everything will be revealed. So Srila Prabhupada, one disciple asked him, he got Brahman initiation, then Srila Prabhupada gave the Gayatri Mantra to chant 3 times. He was chanting every day 3 times, and once he asked Srila Prabhupada, I am chanting 3 times, but I don't understand. What is the meaning of this? So Srila Prabhupada said, it is good that you don't understand the meaning. You just focus and chant that. The mantra will reveal everything. So like that, if we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, how like devotees say, like in the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna's form is there, qualities are there, pastimes are there in mantra. So we say how it is possible in mantra? It is there, but it is there. Like, so how to understand this mantra, its power is, like this war is going on, some drone is coming, some artificial intelligence works, and they predict how this drone, where it will go, which curve it will go, and then they intercept it. So they are using AI. In old times, it was mantra. All the power, right? If Ravan and Ram Yuddha, we read Ravan is throwing arrow of fire, right? So what is happening? Fire is coming. So then Lord Ram will throw arrow of water, right? And how they will invoke that water? Through the mantra, right? So everything was happening through the mantras, like we AI. That was mantra, right? That time. So that's why all the mantras have that much potency. Through the mantra, while doing the yajna, to start the fire, there is mantra. So they will not light the fire. They will say that mantra, fire will come. So through the mantra, we can call anything. That's written everywhere. But you need a person who can invoke that power in the mantra. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Hare Krishna Mahamantra in Kali Yuga will give you that realizations. But it's not happening with us because our problem, right? So it's like everything is there, but we cannot comprehend and we cannot take. So like if we read Srimad Bhagavatam, there is like Advaita Acharya, and used to read Bhagavatam and they used to cry reading shlokas of Bhagavatam, right? So that shlokas have the power, but mantras have the power, but we are not in that consciousness, understanding, surrender. So at least like even if I feel like, okay, even if I don't understand, okay, I read throughout the life, something will happen, maybe something will not happen, maybe mercy will come, something will come, somebody will give that power. Na? I can send this, you will check. Okay. If you understand, remember, next time somebody asks me question, I will give you your name. Go to this person, he will tell what is this all. Any other comments online, Mataji's, how you feel?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. This mantra you said, I used to think it was very comical portrayal of the water fire. They were just doing it to invoke public interest, but then like now you explain how it works. It makes sense, Prabhuji. And one thing that you said, Prabhuji, like we need to focus when we are reading, and I felt like yes, there is wavering because every line carries so much significance, so much meaning, that when we are consuming, like when we cross 3 4 lines, it's like our mind is still on the first one trying to process. So by the time we are on third, fourth, we are just mechanically reading, but the depth is still not there. That made so much sense to me, Prabhuji. And moreover, like I used to wonder how this faith is important and bhakti yoga is supreme, because I always thought, because of the academic studies that we go through, like years 1 to 12 and then college, where they say the more you read, the more knowledge you get, and the more wise you become, which is exactly the opposite in bhakti. Whereas, where like the more you read, it doesn't make sense. It's like there is more and more and more, and
Mm.
only faith can make us strong and convicted in the path. So that is what I kind of understand from today's class, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you. Yeah, and our problem is we are working in IT. That's a problem because yesterday I helped my team members. 70, 80 are there. So I helped them. Somebody come to me, this is the problem. I don't know where to adjust. So I will tell him, okay, you go to this setting, change this setting, or then he will come, oh, the problem is solved. Then I think, oh, I am great. Right? That's a problem. Because if you solve the problems every day, bugs and everything, right, we start thinking that, oh, I am super intelligent. But if you read Bhagavatam, the next day morning we think, oh yeah, I'm stupid. Right? Then that mujun is there, right? Mujun means like a contradiction. Every time that contradiction happens with the working and the Shastra. So it's good that we understand I am not the supreme intelligent or anything. But if you experience, if you are working on a bug or an issue, sometimes you don't know what the bug is, how to resolve it. But when you are looking at the program or at the system, or even if you are not doing, you will go to a place where you will find some flaw. Sometimes it happens. And then if somebody asks you why you went to that setting, I don't know. Somehow I went there and the issue was there. So it's not that intervention by the higher intelligence is not there, it's there. Sometimes even if you work for 10 hours, you don't understand why the issue is where it is. So it's not only our problem, intelligence, but Krishna, if he says, I will support the devotee, I will maintain the devotee. Okay. So we think that he will guide me, he will help me only in the spiritual things. But no, if Krishna wants, he can help us in everything. So our day-to-day office issues and all, he will give the intelligence, right? So our dependence should be like that, and faith that, okay, Krishna is helping me to resolve my issues also quickly. Okay, any other comments online or here?
I have a question.
Mhm.
In this, it's written like Vyasdev purposely gives the Gayatri mantra so
Mm.
that we can understand the transcendental bliss or the
Mm.
form.
Mhm.
So is this the same Gayatri mantra that Guru gives?
So no, each guru, like if we take our sampradaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sampradaya, the mantra will be one mantra that will be given. But each guru in other sampradaya will be different mantra
Okay.
through which we
Same
realize.
mantra, but little bit different variation.
So power is same.
Yeah, each mantra has that power.
So does it mean taking Diksha is important?
No, because we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Right? So the mantra can take you anywhere. Right? So Diksha is like Bhanu Maharaj says, right?
Yeah,
It's for doing the deity worship and
Yes.
cooking. But otherwise, Hare Krishna Mahamantra can take you anywhere. In Bruhat Bhagavatamrita, that Gopal, he went with the Krishna mantra that he got from his guru. By chanting that mantra, he went to Vaikuntha. Till Goloka, he went through that mantra. So by this mantra, Hare Krishna mantra, everything is achievable. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to chant this. So we chant, and ours is a Shiksha Sampradaya, right? So Shiksha is important, and through that we go. But that needs very deep and very strong faith that Hare Krishna Mahamantra will take you, because everywhere we have this lot of immense importance to Diksha and Guru and all, because by our own faith, by our own potency, we cannot deliver ourselves. So Guru, take help of Guru Balram ji, ne? We take help of Balram. So, but mantra itself has that potency. Somebody has to. Our problem is we want to see that somebody who has not taken Diksha, but he got delivered. We want to see it, then we will believe. That's our problem, actually. But it has full potency. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, so 9:30. So shall we close for today?
We should.
Suggestion? Okay.
Yeah, so we have to think how to read every week.
Yeah. My suggestion is that, like we did Bhagavad Gita daily, I think in 2 years we did 2 times, right? One time Marathi, one time English. If you can do like that 15 minutes every day, one shloka, of course everyone has to read, has to do the homework. So it's need really responsibility and sincerity that every day one text I will read. And then you explain in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever. This way we can achieve goal quickly. My suggestion.
Yeah, actually we should. That is lack of determination. My also. So when I was in Pune this time, okay, I went to temple, NYCC. Okay. So I met one of our devotee who was here. So you all know Radheshyam Prabhu, right? Radheshyam from Pune.
From Pune, he's
Yeah, NYCC.
president of
Yeah.
right now.
He is very busy.
Yeah.
He is very busy.
Yeah.
All over the world, he's traveling everywhere. He is very busy. But recently, he said every day, some time he has given 8 to 8:20 or and morning 6 to 6:20, I will read online. So when we couple of weeks back, we decided, right, we will read, right? But now from next day was like I was working in office till 11 o'clock and all. I was not able to read. Then I thought, no, it's not problem of the time. It's the problem of determination to read. That I'm not having that determination. That's why I'm not able to take those 15 minutes out, right? Like people, even if they are working till 11 o'clock in the office, they will take the coffee break or sutta break, right? 20 minutes they go. So I said, yeah, if they can go to drink coffee, then why I am not taking 15 minutes out to read Bhagavatam, right? So that's the problem on our side. So like the suggestion is correct. So let's try to do it from today night. Let's at least decide the time, okay, 9. Who are there, they should read, not depend on anybody. Just read 15 minutes Bhagavatam.
Sorry. I'm saying that everyone read their text like to whatever the day we are in, and then you explain in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, anything. Like we was
Then
doing
it is
Gita
requires
daily.
more determination.
Yeah, like you said in the today's class, right? That if you want Krishna's help, Krishna help you in your office also. So I
Yes, yes.
think if we have that desire, definitely Krishna will give you that 10-15 minutes. Or maybe we can switch to morning, because morning 6 o'clock or something is much practical than evening. I have very sincere desire, because I know 2 times you did Gita daily every day in pandemic, wherever you was like in the yatra or wherever I remember, na. But we was very sincere and dedicated that login, and people used to come, and we finished 2 times, and it's really like a help
2
me.
times in 5 years. 5 years was pandemic, right? How many years? No, 3 years.
Bhagavatam, if you do one slok daily, it will complete in 49 years.
No.
Yeah, but according
Yeah,
to
18,000 verses, na?
हाँ
So
वो सुजल अभी 30 बोला था तो वीक में एक बार
that,
35 years
that is, I was thinking 30 years, how you can? We cannot. 30 years is still doable thing, right?
Exactly. Vaisheshika Prabhu has that
We have that app, na, page
that
by
chart.
page. Become Sage page by page is a app. You have download that app, and there all calculation is there. How many pages you have to read every day to finish? Okay. So, okay, let us decide some time. What's the feasible time?
I think just if we focus just first canto, but that like a Prabhupada gave everything in first canto. So we can focus first canto and then everyone get that taste na, and dedication. Then everyone can continue on their own. So maybe we can just keep right now our goal is first canto, that's all. So
Online, nobody saying anything.
I agree with Jayashree Mataji's suggestion.
Oh my God. So, okay. So today we read verse 1. So,
tonight was
verse 2.
tonight or tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Yeah, so tomorrow verse 2. Okay, so today and tomorrow read the verse 2 and read the purport also. And let's try to summarize points
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Better.
I can summarize something, but I miss something, then everybody can pinch in and then we can summarize the points. Does that work?
Best.
Everybody, from tomorrow 9 p.m.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So even if I am in train or something, I will log in. Maybe I will be in hearing mode, but everybody can share their points. I will put this slide. We can prepare one Google slide. Okay. And I will share that link to everyone so that we can just keep on putting the points there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that from tomorrow 9 p.m. Japan time. Wherever you are, try to log in. Yeah, I remember like even if we were in Varanasi or somewhere, we used to read Japan time 9, so 5:30, right? Even if we were in Ganga Aarti or something, we used to come out 10 minutes and read. Okay, let's do that. 9 o'clock Japan time from tomorrow. Tomorrow verse to Srimad Bhagavatam.
PM.
9 night, yeah. Everybody,
Sorry, Prabhuji.
yes.
Hare Krishna, sorry, Prabhuji. I missed some of your because I had something to do. So I didn't understand. It means like every day, like 9 p.m.
Oh, every day 9 p.m. So what we have to do, right?
Okay.
Today we read verse 1, right? So
Hmm.
tomorrow, from today, everybody will read the verse 2 of first chapter. Everybody will read on their own. And 9 p.m. we will take out 10 to 15 minutes to share. Like I will share a few points. If anybody has more points, we can share in those 15 minutes. So throughout the day, you have to read one verse and sum up at 9 p.m.
Oh, okay, Prabhuji. But maybe for me it's little difficult to join at 9 p.m. So I will record whatever I understood and I'll send in the group. Is it okay?
Yeah. So I will
Yeah.
speak for 5 to 10 minutes, then 5 minutes open and we will discuss. That way we will do. Okay?
Oh, okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you very much. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let's start tomorrow. Hari bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.